Hi, my name is Fu Hua Wen. I'm the project manager for the Performance Engineering Group on the Compiler Group. Compiler is a key component of the system performance. Optimization of the compiler can improve the system performance on commercial-like application by 10 to 20%. And it can also improve the performance of industrial standard benchmark program by 2 to 3x, like spec. There are various optimization can benefit some of the architecture, some of the application, but sometimes some of the compiler optimization could degrade some specific kind of architecture and the application due to the side effect of the compiler optimization. One of the charter of my group is try to minimize the side effect of this kind of negative regression. What we do is, every night, we have a compiler built from the recently development. Our group will take that compiler running through, in this case, spec benchmark program, and compare with a compiler built yesterday. If this regression exceeds some predefined threshold, we will email the regression to the compiler developer and myself. Engineer will start to investigate the detail of this new compiler, why the regression is created. We do this on the daily basis because we want to catch the regression as soon as possible and fix it as soon as possible. Once you have accumulated up, say, several days of compiler, it will be very difficult to catch, to isolate some of the regression based on this. This another charter of my group is try to detect or discover new optimization which will benefit, say, AMD new architecture or benefit some of the new benchmark program. So what we do is, once we get a new AMD system, we use the performance analysis tool to run through this based on the binary created by the new compiler, and we isolate the hotspot of the code. We isolate the weakness of the compiler code, and we have proposal or we discuss with the compiler developer engineer, try to invent and develop a new optimization, favor the new architecture or favor the new application. So that's another charter of this group. And besides checking the regression, besides proposing new optimization, we also involve some official submission of or announcement of some spec result. So what we do, we work with other group and get the best compiler from the studio in recent development. We get, for example, Open Solaris or Solaris system, and we get the newest AMD machine or existing AMD machine. By combination, the best compiler option, and tuning the system performance by setting different environment at the runtime, and to get a best result announced at the spec forum. For example, recently we have a new world record announced by using the November X, soon to be released November X Studio compiler running Open Solaris system on 86 architecture. That recently we announced a best record for that, and pretty soon we're going to announce another spec result based on Gemini. There's a new Sun X6220 system which is based on AMD Opteron dual core, and that will be announced pretty soon. In the near future, we'll continue to work on the announcement for the AMD Barcelona and the Shanghai new system. We also perform competitor analysis. So what we do is we get a compiler from the different vendor like PGI, Pascal, Intel, and GCC. We create a benchmark binary based on different compiler and examine the code, analyze their performance, find the strengths of each their code being generated compared to our code generation, and using that way to identify the weakness of each binary or the strengths of each binary generated by the different compiler, and we will propose new optimization to the developing or involve different compiler option to get the best performance from the binary of our competitive compiler. The main purpose of this is try to make sure the Studio compiler is always on the advantage, competitive edge over other compiler. Also, another purpose is promotion the customer using our Studio compiler and our system. So far, on the AMD system, we have a best performance edge over Pascal, PGI, and the GCC compiler. So we are on the right track for this. As I say, compiler is the key component of the system performance. Performance engineer group under some compiler group, working with the compiler team, will try to assure this happen, try to make sure the Sun Studio compiler had the leading edge, the best performance on the AMD machine, AMD system. Thank you.